a pulse, the pulse of Nigerian politics. My name is Sharon Enemchuku, and you are welcome. I have with me, as usual, my co-host and political analyst in person of Ifoma Oji and Mr. Daniel Sacramento. Good morning. How are we doing this morning?
Morning.
You
Good.
sound very calm. Is everything all right, Mr.
Nigeria is making us calm now, so we have to look
I
at
can see that. Ifoma, how are you? Name Kabus.
No.
How are you? Beautiful.
My dear, thank you. I'm looking at you just the way I'm looking at our government and the entire Nigeria.
all right.
Well, I'm fine.
You're fine. You look fine.
Oh, thank you.
Also joining us via Zoom, we have our analyst in person of Mr. Oladimidi Oluwafemi. Good morning, sir. How are you doing?
Good morning, Sharon.
Yes.
Good morning.
Oh, yes. But I hope you're doing well this morning.
We are coping with the Nigerian weather.
All right, let's go straight to the Nigerian national grid that has collapsed again, plunging Nigerians into yet another round of blackouts. This brings back attention to President Bola Tinubu's campaign promise to deliver stable electricity. Labour Party's P2B has reminded Nigerians that Tinubu himself once said if he cannot give the people constant electricity, then they should not vote for him. Obi says Nigerians must now hold the president accountable to his own words. And while the lights are out, the struggle in the markets continues. President Tinubu has ordered a Federal Executive Council committee to urgently work on measures to bring down food prices. But will this move be enough for Nigerians' relief from skyrocketing costs? Now, these are the issues, and we are going to get straight into them with our analysts. But before we do that, let's take a look at the video where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was making this promise on December 22, 2022. All right, remarkable date.
By all means necessary, you must have electricity, and you will not pay for estimated bill anymore. A promise made will be a promise kept. If I couldn't keep the promise and I come back for second term, don't vote for me. That's the truth. Unless I give you adequate reasons why I couldn't.
That is our president.
I love the fact that everybody clapped in the hall, and now the national grid has also clapped in that manner. Let's take some comments from X before we move forward.
Oh my God.
All right, Stanley says, no nation can develop in darkness. Reliable electricity is not a luxury. It's the foundation for jobs, industry, and growth. Nigerians deserve more than promises. The people deserve power that truly powers their future. I like that. Humanity says, honestly speaking, without any fear or favor, President Tinubu does not have anything good to offer Nigerians. The only thing he's good at are manipulating, bribing, using, and dumping. Nigerians need to speak with one voice and go for a better candidate come 2027. Omotayo says, ask Atiku how he spent our $16 billion power fund. Now, this is the statement that has been making waves on social media and many news platforms. P2B reminding Nigerians of Mr. President's promise in 2022. He says, lest we forget, if I don't give you constant electricity in the next 4 years, don't vote for me for second term. The impact is too glaring for Nigerians to forget the promise of Mr. President while campaigning on 22nd December 2022 that if he doesn't give us constant electricity, that we should not vote for him. Now we've seen what has happened. We are just going to stop there for now. We've seen what has happened. This is not the first time the national grid is going to collapse this year, and we've watched the video. I remember there was a time we had a program such as this, and Ifoma kept saying, since we do not have constant electricity, then we should obey the words of our president.
Exactly.
And we said that in a light-hearted manner. But Mr. P2B has come again to remind us, and this particular video has been making waves on social media. Now, my question is to you, Mr. Oladimiji now. How damaging is the latest grid collapse to Tinubu's credibility as president of Nigeria?
Thank you for that question. I love that question because I have something in my head when we were watching that video of Tinubu, bragging about what he was going to do.
Yeah.
To became president. And now he became the president. I mean, well, either by crook or hook, he became president. Last around with it. Those are his words, not mine. And the national grid will look at Tinubu and say, no, I'm clapping back at you. As the audience clap. So this is the situation. But unfortunately, we reside currently in a country where actions don't beget consequences.
Yeah.
Ordinarily, we reside in a same climate where the leadership is answerable to the people, where the leadership is seen as ultimately servants to the people. What Tinubu said in that forum would have been carefully thought out before he would even come express it publicly, just like he did with the subsidy. These are two as vegans, should get inconsequent. Of course, the earlier got Nigerians consequences, but this latter, which is about the power grid, ought to get him and should get in consequence. Should only that this statement alone, Nigerians should hanker on it if we were really, serious about our country and say, Mr. Man, for this alone, you gave your word and you couldn't stand on it. There is no returning because you could not back your word with action. What is the thing that would return you back there? You would, fulfill
that promise.
In a working system, Tinubu wouldn't even have the sheer temerity to return to the people to seek re-election without failure.
Audacity.
You're already campaigning.
One thing that our politicians have is audacity, and I'm just going to take from the words of the president. He said, a promise made is a promise kept. That was what he said, and we have seen the state of that promise
really
in Nigeria. And I'm going to come to you, Ifoma. Now, does Obi's reminder, I need you to get us your take, but does Obi's reminder of Tinubu's promise, especially on electricity, make him the main opposition, position him as the main opposition for 2027, since he's hammering on electricity?
Definitely, because this should be what competition should be all about. The lapses of your opposition, you bring it to the public, let everybody see that. And it's not that this was not what the president said. This was what he said. He just brought out the receipt. P2B just brought out the receipt for the world to see. Imagine you promising the entire Nigerians that you provide electricity for them, and it's how many years down the line you are still not able to provide electricity. So definitely to do that. But my take on this matter is quite laughable. We clapped for him at the end of the video, because we have seen the result. He has really provided electricity. It was yesterday that we had another national grid falling apart again, and I'm baffled by the whole thing. Do you know that since this man resumed office, that the Nigerians' power generation capacity moved from 4,500 megawatts to 5,000 megawatts. Like, you could still imagine very little. While countries like Rwanda, they started in the 20s, they started with 50 megawatts, and now they can generate up to 300 megawatts. Check the margins.
The margin is
just
glaring.
check the margins. You see that was it yesterday? I was going through the news and I saw one particular news where the president paid 10 billion naira for solar for the solar grid for the presidential villa. And this is somebody that promised us, the Nigerians,
for constant electricity.
Yet he is actually paying such amount of money to make sure that there is power in his own.
It's quite funny. I'm going to come to you, Mr. Daniel, but there's a funny scenario that I had. I went to make payments at the EDCC office in I can't remember exactly. Yes, and when I got there, they were using generator. EDC we're using generators for power supply, and I just think that was just really funny. But coming to you, Mr. Daniel, now some of these comments have said that the past administration had a role to play in the current situation of electricity in the country, and it's going to be hard, or it's going to take a longer period for this present government to come and fix what the past administration did. So now, do you think this is a past administration issue or the current government's issue?
All right, thank you very much. It's a continuity government. Imiloko is at play. The presidency is going to continue from where the predecessor, the successor.
So it's a continuation.
It's a continuation. But the truth about the whole matter is that Nigerians, politicians, very majority of them speaks from the two sides of their mouth. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in a haste, without, you might be a Nigerian, but you don't know what is happening inside the country.
Nigeria,
That's the truth. We only live in assumptions. And that was exactly what I thought that happened to the present administration, because he was just full of, saying, I may not be president. And he started opening up his mouth to, dish out a lot of things he doesn't have first-class information.
I'm telling you.
So at the time, it becomes a snare to him. It becomes a trap that you trap yourself.
Yeah.
When Jonathan was there, he was trying to produce 5,000 megawatts.
Yeah.
He couldn't. President Buhari came on board, did his best. And now, just in a year, the grid has collapsed. This is
how many times?
The fifth time.
I think it's more than.
It is the fifth time
Should be more
we're
than.
having a collapse of grid.
The national grid.
Now, what it means is that there should be a state of emergency declared to fix our lives. You can't do too many things at a time. That is why I keep saying there should be a roadmap to things every administration that is coming in. You set a mandate with a deadline. It will help you to achieve more. But when you begin to just believe, let's do things the old way, you are not always on seat to see what is happening. It's either you are in France, or
Brazil.
you are in Brazil, or you are in Japan, or you are here. So a lot of things might be going wrong. You won't have the first-hand information, no matter how it looks like. So that is why it's always good. If for any government that wants to succeed, must have a personal kind of, I call it personal, so that these are the people that will come close to tell you the realities
Exactly.
of situations on ground.
Yeah.
You understand? Now, there should be committees that are coming up, or that will give you those files of how far they've gone in making light constant in Nigeria. What are the bottlenecks?
Exactly.
You understand? Where is the problem coming from? How do we start tackling this?
Yeah.
Now becomes the
main focal point.
The main focal point. Now everybody now sits down. Minister of Power, come. Stakeholders, come. Expatriate or whosoever that you have, come. This is where the problem lies. This
How
is
do we
this.
tackle it?
Let's fix this. Let it be one of the things that this administration is giving to Nigerians, constant power supply. This is how it should look like.
Yeah.
Now they begin to tackle it from the roof and fix it up. I think that is the right way.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Daniel. Now, coming to you, Mr. Oladimiji, let's take a look at the situation, like Mr. Daniel said, about fixing electricity and bringing all stakeholders. Now, do you think this is going to be possible to fix with corruption still eating deep into our system? Can we still get power supply, stable power supply, with corruption still eating deep into our system?
Aaron, there is no fixing any sector when corruption is the bedrock of it. It's not possible. Except we just want to deliberately remain in denial. Deliberately. If we are to fix something, do we need to even go back to look at how much we have sunk into trying to fix this sector? It still rings in my head, the $16 billion back in the days of what? You know the value of that today? But we would rather see retrogression in that sector than see the value of $16 billion. Come back to today. Year in, year out, to get allocations for this sector. We rather see geometric retrogression. Like lock falling shapes, not just in a year, in a country with a budget for the sector. And we're not getting anybody resigning. We're not getting someone fired. You see, the practice in all of the sectors of government, all of the government decisions is the same.
Yeah.
Just like we have in the security sector who die every day and it becomes meaningless, but the army chiefs will remain in office. This is the same thing with power ministry. It's the same. So until we remove completely corruption from the equation, we would never arrive at a finite solution.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Oladimiji. Now, until we remove corruption from our system of governance, we'll never be able to achieve stable power supply. Now, we also talked about the 5% surcharge on fuel the other day, Ifoma, and now I want to ask this question. Between electricity and that particular fuel surcharge and also adding the fuel subsidy removal, which of these do you think has hurt President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's popularity and credibility more?
My sister, see, our leaders have a problem of always making promises and they don't keep to that promises. And when you talk about this question you just asked me, I mean, it's everything that has to do with him, everything that has to do with the whole thing is, I don't even know how to position it, because it is quite sad that we cannot even hold the president accountable in any area. We cannot hold him accountable, and it is sad to see. So if you're talking about the surcharge, I don't know, the one that hurts the popularity, I don't really know what to say. But what I know I can actually say as regards this is the fact that Nigerians are seeing all these things, and not just Nigerians, international bodies are seeing all these things, and they are writing it, they are taking it down. I bet you there will be nothing like investments coming in for Nigeria, because we talk about increase in food prices. It is there. We talk about the fuel subsidy. it is there. We talk about a whole lot of things. So it's as if there is no redemption. You get for Nigeria, and it's a sad situation. And this man, when he came into office, he signed the Electricity Act of 2023. I think it was signed into law on the 8th of June, around 2023, which was talking about, you know, total reformation of the electricity, the power, you know, sector. And we could see the result of that.
Yes, we are seeing it in Nigeria, and it is hard to make a choice. So I really understand that. Now, you mentioned something about the food prices and the food insecurity, which is something we are going to move on to right away, because it is the second headline we are treating. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called for a committee he has ordered that committee to crash food prices. Now, my question is setting up another committee a genuine solution, or just political window dressing, Mr. Oladimiji, setting up another committee and giving that order? Do you think this is the way forward for us?
I am tired. I am seriously tired of wash and rinse policies. Just exactly what this man is doing currently is the same that Buhari did. The late Muhammadu Buhari set up a committee. So, in fact, at that time, people came out and, you know, berated that idea. They wanted to strong arm food vendors into dropping their prices.
Yeah.
They set up a committee, a task force, to put a cap on price of goods, consumable goods in the market. And then people asked at that time, did you pay for their transport system?
Transport fare.
Did you fund in any way part of the grant that made up the capital for their business? Now, the same thing is playing out again, and I wonder why Nigerians are not connecting that these people do not have anything to give anymore. If you set up in one day, in one breath, you're increasing VAT on fossil fuel by 5%.
Yeah.
Which affects pump price. And subsequently, in multiple ripple effects on cost of goods and transportation. In another breath, you are setting up a committee to look at what is wrong with this country. I don't understand. You are affecting the cost of goods in the country, and in another breath, you are setting up a committee to control what you are causing.
Okay.
No, Mr. Oladimiji, this is...
Mr. Oladimiji is quite fortunate. Another question I wanted to add in what you just said. President is giving order for food to be crashed.
Yeah.
So what it means is that ever since the food is high, they were the ones that hide the food prices.
Nice POV.
Yes, that's exactly what it means. So it means he's even aware that the food prices are high. So they are in control.
Did they deliberately do that?
So that is what it means. So it was a deliberate act. Now they are he's now getting to him that they need to crash the food. You see, our president, the people around him and him, they're not helping themselves. That is one. What we are all seeing that is happening in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's regime is a regime that has no focal point of what to drive and how to move the country forward.
Yeah.
So what they are now doing is that they are doing try and error. Anyone that works, let it work. Anyone that will not work. Now, you're giving ultimatum for food to be crashed. Have we crashed dollar? How much is the exchange rate? Now, if you crash it, if you crash the food prices, at what exchange rate are people going to import? Are people going to buy? That is one.
Yeah.
Now, what is the have you had meetings with the producers, companies that are directly involved in the hike of food prices. When you talk of the
beverages, yes, Nestle,
all you see, these are the people that are suffering the more, because the custom duty to import raw materials is dangerously high. So how do you fix it? Tricycle, keke, that people used to buy 500,000 is approaching 4.5 million.
Insane.
So where do you start from? Now, there is battle. Dangote, thank God for the likes of Dangote who came on board now and start regulating, helping Nigerians to regulate prices. That if NNPC sells 1,000, he sells 800. They will be forced to come down to 800. So that healthy competition is there. Now the truth about it, we have food consumer protection agencies who are in charge of this price, hiking price and all this, but they can't function when there is nothing, like the Major rightly said, helping coming from the federal government to help cushion the effect. Now you come on board every now and then to bring, maybe doing a giveaway, 50,000 naira empowerment, 50,000. We are talking about a country where we have 300 million citizens. And one section of 1 million or 1.5 million gets 50,000. What have you really achieved? Nothing. It's just like carrying a cup of water to go and pour inside an ocean. So this is not actually what people want.
Yeah.
You understand? They should look, they should know, they should bring out blueprints if you want to cushion things. Now, one of the problems why we also have food is insecurity.
Yes.
People cannot go to their farms.
Exactly.
It's still hovering around to what I keep clamoring. Oga, President, visit regions, find out their challenges, help to cushion it so that food will be of the increase again.
Exactly.
Tackle it. Not coming and giving one section of APC governor or some parts of governor. Everybody will now go to their party people, want to influence their party people, want to empower their party people, the party faithfuls. You have done nothing. What you need to do, let's keep party politics aside. Bring everybody together. If it is bursary, from bursary, let education first give people bursaries. I don't know if you understand.
I understand.
You start cushioning the effect of prices of things. That's how we start.
Not just giving an outright order.
There must be a
systems,
movement.
Yes.
Touch education sector. You understand? Tell federal universities, okay, from now henceforth, the prices of school fees and all this thing now going to be 13,000 naira or 15,000 naira.
Yes.
You have touched lives. Now, the parents you have, there are...
Lessen the pressure.
I don't know if they think of these things.
No, I understand you, Mr. Daniel.
So that's how you move from one aspect of it to the other. Take, for instance, the governor of Anambra State now found out that parents, when all these things started, he found out that parents will be paying more in schools. He now said free education from from primary to secondary.
Beautiful.
Free education. Now he has taken away a burden. He entered into the market and said, no, all these women carrying food, selling petty this thing, no more taxes for them. You have cushioned an effect of a thing. So not just coming out and say, hey, go and crash food when you have not cleared the road, when you have not made things. So that the importer that even going to import, CBN is giving them rate at a very cheaper rate that won't affect. That is how you cushion the effect of things.
Thank you, Mr. Daniel. I'm just going to come to you, Former, because he said something about importation, and there was a question I wanted to ask, but I was at the market the other day, and we were getting provisions, and this person was complaining about the prices of provisions, and they were like, oh, you know that these things are imported. Now, what they do is that when you put the custom when you make the custom prices for these things very high and expensive, they pay for it to bring their goods down, but then they add it to the prices of their goods so they can make back their money. And this is why food things are expensive, beverages are expensive, for instance. Now, coming now to give an order, forming a committee, which Buhari tried, it did not work, and expecting a different result when you are still doing the same thing, I don't see how that makes sense. Now, I just wanted to add, in addition to what you also want to contribute, what do you personally think are the measures that he can put in place in order to be able to achieve this lessening of food prices in Nigeria?
You know, Mr. Ladimeji and Mr. Sacramento have actually said it all. When I saw this news story, I was like, oh, this is actually nice. I mean, it could, you know, relieve the vulnerable, the poor. I mean, it should be something that, I mean, it's quite decent to listen to. But I asked myself this question. I feel like that word, crashing it, is more like, it's too ambiguous. Because when you talk about crashing something, does it entail the agricultural sector, just like they mentioned? I mean, these people know how much they buy, you know, fertilizers, seeds, and the rest of them. Does it entail to, you know, curtailing or reducing those you know, those aspects? And now we talk about the infrastructure. We have logistics, we have electricity, the power that we are talking about recently. We have the road, we have literally a lot of things, transportation, cost of, you know, bringing down those goods, or even, you know, sending it to different locations.
Exactly.
And you notice that most of the time somebody someone will be into, you know, importation, and they will tell you something like that their goods were actually being vandalized. Apart from being vandalized, the roads are in terrible conditions. So when you say you want to crash, you know, the food prices, are you talking about putting all these things in place before crashing them? Because I believe that this should be a roadmap to, you know, crashing or bringing all those things to feasibility. But I am not seeing that. So I at the end of the day, I resorted to, you know, the fact that it is just a simple, you know, headline. That's what I am seeing in all these things. Right now. If they should fix all those things, the agricultural sector is not about having meetings. He already knows what to do.
That is exactly,
he already
the point.
He already knows what to do.
You don't need to
have a committee.
Yeah. You know
all those things.
Anybody, like, sorry that I'm cutting you short. Anything, all this committee thing to go and crash food is a horse, as far as I'm concerned. What you need to do, you know what the people are yearning for. People hardly eat. People hardly eat. That's the truth. CBN has the account of everybody in this country. That is one. They have the account.
They should transfer money.
That's what I'm saying. That is the first step. I told you of bursaries, where parents are finding difficult are paying school fees.
Yes.
Bring down the prices of federal schools, universities. That you've crashed.
Yes.
When you bring it down, parents can save. Do you understand? Then give ultimatum to have a rapport with the governor. Let them start reducing house rents. They know what to do. Because it is because of the tenement rate they increases for landlords. That's when the landlords are paying. Let them bring it down.
Thank you.
You have now, that is how to crash food.
All right.
Because from there, people will now have, people will now start having money.
Yes, to be able to
buy
do
food.
Other things.
That's what I'm saying.
Now, coming to you, Mr. Oladimiji, any other suggestion on how we can be able to achieve the crashing of these food prices, apart from just giving orders to a set of committee? Mr. Oladimiji, are you there? All right. I think we're having network glitch, but at the end of the day, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Did you get the question, sir?
Yes, I did.
All right.
I was saying there is only one way to achieve this. Reverse all of your policies that cause push inflation. Simple.
Reverse all the policies. Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Oladimiji. Thank you, Ifoma Oji and Mr. Daniel Sacramento. I learned a lot today, and I'm just hoping that the right authorities are paying attention and also taking notes, so that we can be able to actually, in real sense, crash these food prices and all of that. To our VIP viewers, thank you again for doing this with us. Thank you for your comments so far, your likes and all. We really appreciate, and we see you. If you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, endeavor to do so right away, and follow us across all social media platforms as Active Citizens. You can find me on my personal page on Instagram and Facebook at Sharon Enemchukwu and Ifoma.
You can find me on Facebook at Oji Sophia and on Instagram at Misulex.
And Mr. Olajimiji?
There's only one place.
Always on X, yes.
I bought Olajimiji.
All right. And for Mr. Daniel, he is always in the studio. Till we see you this afternoon for our City Hot, do have a good morning.